Look, if you're a real estate agent and you're still posting on social media without fixing these two things, you're really wasting your time. And it's not because you're bad at content, it's because you're posting blind. Because you can't attract warm leads through social media if you don't know who you're speaking to and what problems they actually have. So today I thought, let's fix that.
All right, time is money. Let's jump into it. So the main reason to why you're not getting warm leads from social media is because there are two things we have to solve. So first off, it's because it's not clearly defined like who we're posting for, and the second is like we don't make great content for those type of people. So those are very important, and that's why we have to make it crystal clear like who we want to make content for. And the best tip I got for you guys here when it comes to that point is basically instead of trying to target like the whole total market of like the people that are your potential clients, I think it's so much smarter to try to basically really try to niche down in your market. So as you see on the picture here, I think it's very important to think of your total market and then try to find different kinds of areas within that. So for example, as we see here, this is a crucial thing to really have to nail. Let me see here, because basically like what we want to do here is that we want to play a game that's so much easier to win in the first place. Because if you're trying to be the absolute best from the start, that is a very, very tough thing to make into reality. So that's why we really have to be very smart here. So as you really see, what we have to try to do is, I'm just showcasing an example here. And let's say that you work in an area. So this example is in a place called Solna in Sweden. So you have the whole city of Stockholm, and then you have Solna, which is a place within Stockholm, and then Solna is divided in big chunks as well. So as you can see on the picture here, the absolute biggest recommendation is to try to niche down within your total market, because the goal is really to become a king of a pawn instead of becoming the king of the whole big C from the first place. So this is really the number one thing that we have to make crystal clear, because if this is not clear, then it's very, very hard for you to attract the people you want, because it's like you just posting content just because like you're posting blind. You have to get some direction. You have to have a deeper understanding of what people we want to target. And of course, you being a real estate agent watching this right now, we want to target potential client of ours. So the goal by now is that you can make a statement as if, I make content for people in area X that owns their home. Because if they are renting, and if you're a real estate agent that sells apartments, that will give you zero value. So I think it's very important to make this crystal clear, because I see so many people that like they lack a lot of clarity in what things they're posting on social media. And why that is the case is because they really don't know what people they're targeting. Like they're making content for their friends, because most of the people that have Instagram and social media, they ended up starting their personal account just to share who they are and what they do in their private lives and on their free time and spare time. So that's why you have to like make this huge shift to, okay, well, I'm no longer going to care what friends and family and things like that maybe care about when it comes to what I'm posting on social media. You're going to make this shift into only focusing on creating content that serves the people you want to attract. Like it's these steps, it's nothing tougher than that. So you have to make it clear. If you have a pen and paper with you, like write down, I want to make content for these people in this area that own their home. And the best tip I can give you here, instead of thinking of like, well, okay, I work in this area, I know that the absolute dream case scenario is you targeting every single one of them, like 100% of your market, but that is too tough of a task to begin with. So that's why you really have to chunk down. And my best recommendation to give you before we move on to the next step is really you chunking down. So let's say you have 100% of your market, as you can see in the picture here above. Like, try to figure out, like, well, is there a way I can target 5 to 10% maximum of my total market to begin with? And of course, if you work in a place that is super, super tiny, well, you should probably start with that. So, but I think this is just the mindset you have to come into, because it's very, very crucial for you to dominate a smaller area before you try to conquer the big one. And I just wanted to give you a quick heads up. I actually have, I think it's over 300 plus real estate agents that is signed up for my email newsletter. So it's basically, I share all the best golden nuggets when it comes to building a personal brand as a real estate agent to get more warm leads. So if you're interested to join that newsletter as well, just look at it in the bio, so to say. But now on to the next thing. And when we now know like what potential clients we want to attract, and we're only going to make content for those type of people, we now had like to understand, what to post for those people, like what is valuable and what should we post in order to attract those type of people. And really what this is all about is like you have to, as I say here, like you have to start, solving problems, because that is really the key. And when you now have it like super clearly defined what people you want to target, like, isn't it make sense that you make content for those type of people? Because what I know, from everything I've observed and what I've tried myself is that when you make content for that type of people, more of those type of people is going to find you. So this is really like the key here. Like, if you want to attract a certain type of people, make content for them. Like, that is really the basic things. And the best way to attract those type of people is by you, solving their problems. And that's why I'm going to help you. Well, okay, I want to attract these type of people. What type of content should I make in order to attract those type of people? So what you really have to do here is you have to make like a mega list of pain points and problems that the people you want to target might be having. So this is a very important step, because I was in this place myself where I was thinking so much about, well, if I want to target this amount of people, what things should I post? And I was thinking a lot about, okay, I was just guessing, well, I should maybe post this, maybe sold apartments, things like that. But the ultimate thing, from what I've observed, I spent 100 plus hours studying the best in the world at what do they do in order to build very strong personal brands that makes them more money in the end and gets them a lot of warm leads, is basically like you help your target audience, aka the people you want to attract, you help them by solving their problems. So that's why it's super important for you to make this like mega list of pain points and problems, because when we have that, we have such a bigger understanding. Okay, well, what things can I help the people I want to attract with? And what happens is a consequence, because we're human beings, if we have one person that helps us, day in, day out, week in, week out, month out, month in, what happens is that if you have a person that just helps you over time, we trust that people. We like think that, well, these people, are helping me, and this person becomes valuable in my life. That's just the way it works. So that is really like my absolute best tips for you here to, really, number one, if you want to do this, like set a kitchen timer or an alarm on your iPhone or your phone, and like really, put away everything else. Pen and paper, computer, iPhone, whatever you prefer. And then kind of like set the timer on 30 minutes and then just go. My preference is doing it on a computer because it's so much easier to type fast, but pick your preference. And then like no distractions, you go all in on, really, writing down as many potential pain points or problems that like your potential clients might be having, aka the people you want to target. because this is really becoming your core at all the types of content you're going to put out in the world. So this is very, very important. And once the list is done, fine tune it. So when the 30-minute timer is up, have a look at your list. You might have 5 things, you might have 50 things, you might have 100 things. Like, I would say that it's better to have quality than just quantity here. So don't just make up things that is really not true. Because if you have been a real estate agent for, I don't know, over a longer period of time, you might have a very good sense of what your potential clients might find, as a big pain point or a problem in their lives when it comes to, of course, selling their apartment. So you should not my potential clients might have a weight loss problem. And unless you're a personal trainer, that is not going to help your business. So I think that is a side note that I take for granted, but maybe not you guys do. So that is a very important thing to be aware of as well. So think when it comes to your potential clients that you want to attract, what types of problems or pain points might they be having when it comes to the things that you help them with. So for example, I just wanted to give you a couple of examples here, that I actually have for you guys, because what I'm going to try to do here is to attract ambitious real estate agents that want to get more warm leads through social media. And one thing that I have witnessed myself, which is very, very irritating to be facing, and that is really you becoming ghosted after the client meeting. That is something that a lot of people have been probably experiencing themselves. And there are plenty of other things as well. You're posting but get no results. You're also not having enough leads. You're not having enough warm leads. And a lot of people watching this right now, you might be hating making cold calls. So these are different kind of things and pain points that I know that the people I want to target are currently facing. So what do I do then? Well, I make content about how I can help you solve that problem. So that is really the way. And if I'm going to throw in some examples for you as well, because if you are a real estate agent, you are focusing on selling and the selling side, not the buying side, and you want to attract potential clients that want to use you to help them sell their home. One simple example is should I stage the apartment or not? A super frequent one that I face a lot of time is that, okay, well, when I work with you, when is the best time to sell? If I am a person that want to get top dollar, when is the best time to sell? And there be a lot of other, emotional people that they have, pain points when it comes to, they think that the selling process is just this insanely anxiety thing when they feel a lot of stress, they do not feel comfortable at all, and their most precious asset in the world is going to be sold, and they're so nervous. So there's so many things like that as well that you can help your clients with, and you being really the expert in this area and guide them through from A to B, for example. So I think this is very, very important. So when you have kitchen timer, you have your list, fine tune it, and then make content about that, because that is really what it's all about. Because if you do this, when you have first, what people you want to attract, then you make valuable things for them. It's just a matter of time until you will attract the people you want. And what will happen now? I think this is a very important one to understand. So first off, making content for the right people will lead to you that the right people sees your content. And what happens then is that you solving their problem becomes valuable. And then they over time make the association that your name equals good stuff. And when you're at that place, very, very good place to be at. And then kind of over time, you create this super valuable relationship. And at the end of the day, the ultimate goal that we all want to be at, and the place we want to be at is, when you take the equation of value plus time, that equals warm leads. So that is really it. If you do this step by step, and if you fix these two problems, you're going to at least have built a very good foundation into you getting a lot more warm leads from social media. I see this as problems and mistakes that real estate agents do over and over again. So yeah, make sure to watch this video so you can steal Ryan Serhant's best golden nuggets in how he built his personal brand to print warm leads.